All right, guys, we already did the top 10 hand tools for Christmas. Now we're going to do diagnostic tools. And we got more than 10, so we're going to rapid fire these. Let's get into it. Let's start off with something that's a little smaller, definitely not super expensive, but every technician that's doing diagnostic work needs, and that is load boxes. We've got several of them here from lots of different people. We've got your basic 2 amp load device from Jarhead Diagnostics. In there somewhere it says Jarhead. You can jump on there and get that. Relatively inexpensive. I mean, really inexpensive, to be quite honest with you. Check Engine Chuck makes his load cage. I think he makes a mini one of these now. He just started coming out with, so a smaller one.
Not out yet. But
not out yet?
Will be soon. Okay.
Will be soon. By Christmas? For Christmas? Not for Christmas. So you're getting this one if you get one for Christmas. A good little, good box. Leads built onto it. Leads onto this one also. And then we've got Joe's Auto Electric. You guys know we use this quite a bit. These are a little more expensive, but they do a lot. So they've got different load levels on these. And you can turn the switches on and off and just give you different loads for different devices. So these will cover a larger load range, but obviously it comes as a little bit of a price. So that's, I'll put that back on here. And the smaller ones are just obviously a smaller load package, and then the bigger ones have a larger load. So that's load boxes. Again, you can't go wrong with that. You've got somebody that is working on cars, they're doing diagnostic work. That's 100% something that is going to use a lot. Everything that we're showing in this video, we're going to have links down below, so you can jump down there, hit all those links, and just find all kinds of good stuff. Let's go to the next one. Next one is you're going to have some type of a multimeter. I personally like Fluke multimeters. I've tried other ones in the past. The update rate on them just seems slow to me. I like Fluke, but if you can get a decent multimeter, get down there, but you can never go wrong with a Fluke meter.
You can see those are used.
Yeah, this is my one that I've had for a long time. You can see it's the screen has got a crack in it.
How long do you think?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea when I bought that one. Gosh, I wish I would have etched a date on that. It's been a very, very, very long time. The only thing that ever happens on these is, because I forget to move the leads around, or sometimes I put too much of a load on it, is I'll pop a fuse in it, but you can get the fuses easily. You can see I bought a second one just to have, because you always are. I know I use scopes a lot, but there's a time and a place for a meter. So if you've got somebody that's diagnosing cars or working on them at home even, a meter is a thing you're going to have. While I'm in this drawer and we're looking at the meter, let's talk about test lights. You can see that I have quite a few test lights, and I'm one of the ones that I don't think you can have too many of these, because I'm always going to grab something. Sometimes I want something smaller. I don't know. It's just a personal thing for me. I guess I just have a thing for lights in general. But I will say this. I'm not a huge fan of the LED test lights. I like the regular incandescent. This is an LED. You can see there's a circuit board inside of it. Whereas this is an incandescent. Just got a bulb in there. These have a little bit of a load to them. So if you put these on something and if you put this on something and it's got power to it, but it won't carry any load at all, it will probably still light that light up. But if you put this on it and it won't carry the load, the light just won't light. And so it won't give you any kind of false reading on these. And anytime you're using a test light, you always want to know what is the load that this is going to put on the device. It could be, very small up to, I mean, we built a few of them that, unfortunately, we melted one of them that has 1 amp. But normally these things are way down there in the, 50 milliamp area.
And obviously all these are snap-on, so these would be on the tool truck.
Yeah.
That one's Lyle.
That's Lyle. You can get that. You can get them at Harbor Freight sells test lights. You can get, this is a GM test light that's got a little bit of a load on it. It's got, as you can see, it's got the place for the banana clips on the end. So again, you can't go wrong with test lights. There's going to be a time when you need to be getting in there, maybe testing some fuses or something, and you want to go kind of quick. That's the way to do that. When you're using test lights, or especially meters, scopes, You need to get into circuits, back probes. You're going to need some back probes. There's lots of different ones out there. These are for the ATS scope. They're kind of made specifically for it because they are color-coded to the scope itself. And then you can jump on AESWave. You can see the Picos and the AESWave are the same back probes. They're just a different sticker on there. And again, these are really good. You can get into a back probe into your connectors, hook your meter up to it. You do not have to have a scope to use these. These will go onto a meter. Again, you need to get into a circuit. You're going to need some back probes. A pretty inexpensive gift, throw in a stocking, and it's something that, again, you're going to need. Real quick, we get asked about this all the time. Somebody left a comment in the last video asking about it. This is, I mean, I've had this holster forever. It's from Tale of Knives. They hand make these. I cannot tell you how many years I've had it. It is, you can see that it has been well worn, but is still in great condition. There's no reason for me ever to replace this. I've got my Leatherman in here. I've got my O-light in it. I've had other lights in here prior to the O-light. Can't even remember what it was. I think it was a stream light I had in it. So it has conformed itself to this now. You can use our code, which is royalty, and it will save you 5% off of this. So, and again, and they have tons of different ones. They have singles if you don't want the light, if you just want the Leatherman, if you want a keychain. I mean, just go on their site. They've got lots and lots of these things, but it's a great product. Hey, while you're here, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Back to the video. While we're talking about back probing, I love these things. You're getting into engine modules or any kind of modules, and you're having to get into the connectors. They're real close. So these things are very, very, sometimes these connectors, the pins are very close to each other. When you try to put two regular back probes next to each other, they kind of they're pushing, they're fighting each other basically. Whereas this one, you can get two of these next to each other real close, and they're not going to be, we're not sitting there trying to push each other off and all this kind of stuff. So these are extremely handy to have. And I have a couple of kits of them because you never know how many you need to get in to different connectors. So you can pick those up on AESWave. While we're talking about AESWave, let's jump over here to one of our absolute favorite kits in the world when it comes to terminal kits. That is AESWave.com. Jump on there, and this is one of their terminal kits.
You thought the title of it was on.
I thought it was on the front of it, to be honest with you. It's been a long time. But again, it doesn't have every single terminal known to man, but it has a lot of them, and it has both the male and the female side of this. So you can go into one side, into the other side. You can connect up to them. I mean, to tell you, these things right here are absolute just time savers like crazy. Now, you can see that I've got two of those kits sitting in here, and they are highly sought after kits in the automotive world. If you've got a professional technician out there, these kits, when they go to like place like Vision, I think they're only at Vision. It's the only place that AESWave actually goes to an expo for. And they put these things on sale, and I mean, they go like hotcakes. It also has a lot of other stuff in here. You can see some parts are missing out of here. It's got alligator clips in there. It's got these, which are absolutely wonderful. These are for putting, you've seen these in videos that I've done before. You put these in place of the fuse, put your fuse in here, put your amp clamp around it, and then you can get your amperage reading, your current reading off of whatever circuit it is. Again, such a time saver if you don't have because you don't have to try to build something in there and have it fused. Lots of different stuff. And recently, I never even used these before, but somebody said they had them in there. These are for airbag, for testing airbags. You guys have seen me use the 2 ohm resistor, 2.5 ohm resistor on airbags. Actually, that's what these are. And they've got little adapters that you can put in there for the different resistances. So, and then they've got this resistance deal that you can put in there and dial up your resistance. So lots of good stuff in this kit. It's a absolute, I mean, I use this kit all the time.
It's probably the second or third most used diagnostic equipment in the shop.
I would say, yeah, almost every car we're going to be getting into something with this. While we're talking about using the amp clamp, yes, if you've got somebody with a scope, you're going to need an amp clamp. You're going to want an amp clamp. This is not something that you're going to need a lot. At least for us, we don't use it a whole lot. Sometimes when we're doing relative compression, you can use this. We have a different way of doing it, but this can come in handy for that. But this one, you're going to use a ton. Injector waveforms, your coil waveforms, your solenoids, everything on the vehicle that you're trying to get an amperage reading on, you know, for the lower amps, 20 to 60 amps, you're going to be using this thing. Again, we use this a lot with our scopes. It doesn't matter what kind of scope you have. You can have, you know, ATS, you can have a Pico, you can have the top-down scope, the Autel scope, whatever scope it might be, these will work with it.
Well, you might as well mention scopes now then.
So since we're talking about that, now here's the thing with scopes. If you've watched our videos, you know that I believe that a scope is a shop tool. I don't think that a technician should be required to buy a scope. I think the shop should provide them with scopes. But there are lots of shops that don't. So if you know somebody...
There's a lot of shop owners that are watching this video too.
Yeah, so you guys buy a scope for your shop for Christmas. And like, okay, guys, here's our Christmas present this year. And it's a scope. And you know which ones I'm going to go with. We're going to do the ATS scope. So this is going to be an 8-channel scope, and it's my absolute go-to favorite scope of all time. You see me use this in a ton of videos, so we love that. You also can get the Pico.
You've been using it more.
I've been using the Pico more. Now I will tell you this: if you want to do something, so let's say that you want to get scopes, you want to start using scopes, you want to get into it. The 8-channel scope from ATS, it's not an inexpensive thing. It's an investment, as all scopes are. You can start off with a Pico 4-channel for less money. I think you can get a 4-channel fully kitted out, $3,300, something like that. So it's got a pretty good bit of accessories with it. So that's a good starting point for those. I know that's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but once that scope will pay for itself in a very short amount of time once you start using it regularly. And then down the road, you can upgrade to an 8-channel scope, you know, when you start, because you'll start to realize you want more and more channels on these things. And, you know, again, my favorite is this one here. But I'm starting to really, you know, I do like the Pico. It's starting to grow on me. I'm starting to use it. So that's some scope stuff. While we're talking about bigger purchase items, and even some smaller purchase items, let's talk about scan tools.
This is the one everybody was asking about.
Okay.
Most questions we get.
Let's talk about scan tools. We use the top-down a lot. You guys see it all the time in the videos. This is this is basically the one that I'm grabbing when I'm going onto a car just to get going on it. But and we like top-down, and there's tons of levels of top-down scanners. You can get, this is the Phoenix Max. You can get the, you know, and then we can get a little smaller in size. We can get some things that do maybe a little less functionality, but will be perfectly fine if you're working on cars at your house. And I mean, you can get these things anywhere from $800 on up. I mean, this is 4,000, but I think you can get them.
And that's the only reason that one's more expensive, because it's bigger. I think the Phoenix Smart is going to be kind of more of a mid-tier one for them. So yeah. I'll link that one in there too. So again, you're going to have a top-down scanner that's going to work for you. If you want a different brand, you want a different, you know, for some reason you just want to go with like an Autel. Autel's been around for a very long time. So this is the Autel. Now here's the deal with the Autel. And it's like this with top-down too also sometimes. What's what? Because let me show you. This is an MS906. And let me show you, come on over here. And I'm going to show you something you need to be aware of just by looking at them. Here is the MS909. And you can see on the outside they look identical. But there's a difference in them. So be sure you're looking at all the functions when you're looking these scan tools up, what they can do and can't do, so that you know you're buying something that's going to work for you. I want to show you something that is going to be a game changer, though, if you're looking for something inexpensive that can do a lot of stuff on scan tools. This is the Otofix, and it is made by Autel. If we come back, I'm going to show you something here.
we look on the back of it.
Right there, powered by Auto. They see it. Middle.
See it right there. Yeah, got it. All right. So this is a good little.
Tell them about that too. Who made that?
I will. I'm going to get to this in a second.
Okay. Because
this is a good little scan tool. I used it quite a bit when we first got it. I was just throwing it on cars and just seeing what it would do, and it did a lot. I mean, honestly, I didn't see anything that it wouldn't do that I was using it for, but it is a incredible value. I think it's it's under $400. It's sub $400. If I was going to buy a scan tool, and I needed it to be in that $400 range, 100% this is the one I would get. Like I said, I've used it extensively and haven't found anything where it let me down.
Except for your eyesight.
Except for my eyesight. That's the only downside of that for me, is just that it's smaller, and I got to put glasses on to be able to see the things on there. But it does all the graphing and bidirectional controls. I mean, it does a lot. Let's talk about this little adapter for it. This thing is super handy. Let me show you what you can do with this. Right? I mean, got a magnet on the back of it. We've got a stand for it. You can set it on your toolbox. You're working on the car, right? You set it over. Again, for me, small screen, but for some people, really, really good. You can pick this up. I'm assuming that he can still make them. You can give him a call or a message on Facebook, Joe's Auto Electric. So again,
same one as the load boxes.
Same one as these load boxes.
Yeah,
here.
He's got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, Joe makes a lot of good stuff. Jump on his site and just go crazy.
Well, even if you talk to him and stuff, he's willing to customize things for you.
Yeah.
So that's one of the coolest aspects of what he does.
Super nice guy. Pretty much a one-man show. As a matter of fact, I think not pretty much. I think it's a one-man show, and he's doing it all. So we like Joe. He's a great guy. So you could pick up the Otofix and then pick up that's a great gift right there, right? Pick that little scanner up, throw on the bracket, the holder, and man, that I would love to have gotten that. We're going to stick on scan tools here, and we're going to talk about probably one of my favorite. It's not one of. It is my absolute favorite, what we would call a generic scan tool, but I always call it generic scan tool on steroids, and that is the EScan Elite. And now you're not going to get the little thing for it. That's made by Jarhead, actually, this is. This is what it is. And it does not look like there's a whole lot to that. Between this and the software, and the software updates are free forever that I know of. This thing right here does so much. I mean, you can fix cars, diagnose cars in minutes where other people are taking, hour or more to do it. Volumetric efficiency tests, catalyst efficiency tests, fuel trim tests. It's just it graphs everything. It is your mode 6 data that's decoded, so you can actually see the mode 6 data in what we can read. Absolutely one of the best values in scan tools that there is. It's more than just a scan tool. It is a scan tool, and it does a bunch of testing and stuff for you that normally you would have to be doing a bunch of math on and monitoring stuff. And it makes everything just like
scan
this.
Scan tool on steroids.
Scan tool, a generic scan tool on steroids, 100%. Absolutely. I mean, I've used this thing for years and years and years. I'm going to put a footnote for this next tool. If you use it correctly, it is a fantastic tool. If you use it incorrectly, it is a WMD.
We have a video on that too.
Yes. And that is a power probe. I feel like every competent diagnostic technician should have a power probe, and probably does have a power probe. You just have to be super careful with it. But when you need this thing, it is absolutely a game changer. You can put power and ground. Obviously, you can test your voltages and stuff to it. But power and ground, and being able to apply power and ground to a circuit, that's where the trouble can come in potentially. If you don't know what circuit you're on and you're taking a guess, then don't put the power and ground on it. What I always teach people is, if you're 99.99999% sure that you're okay putting power on it or ground on the circuit, don't do it. If you're
I'll link the video for your whole thing. How about that?
If you're 100% sure, you can. Again, you can use it just like a test light too, checking your powers. But again, it doesn't load anything down, so you got to be careful with that. It's more like a LED test light. But again, got a lot more features to it. You're diagnosing cars, you've got to have one of these on the vehicles. Otherwise, you're going to create problems, dead batteries, or just having problems with low voltage while you're diagnosing it. And that is maintainers. You see that we put these on pretty much every single car that comes in here. It's going to get a maintainer on it. Obviously, this top-down one is fantastic. It's really good for your just regular maintainer and for your programming. If you're doing, you know, BMWs, Mercedes, anything that's got, and even some modern day GMs and Fords. You need some amperage. You've seen it in the videos where I've shown you how many amps these things actually, the vehicle actually needs when we're just diagnosing it. So this is a fantastic unit. But if you need something a little less expensive, but you want to just make sure your battery doesn't go dead, so even if you're working on this, I think this is great for shops. We have them over here. We bought several of these. We've got them over here in the shop, in the bays over here, for just diagnosing the car. We don't use it for programming, but if you're at your house, you're doing stuff, whatever, you work, you know, do stuff on the side, you got to have one of these. It's lightweight, portable, plug it in, throw it on the battery. That way you're not having any issues with low voltage or killing the battery while you're diagnosing a vehicle. Highly recommend these. This is a tool that I think can get people into doing ignition analyzing. It's a quick little thing, and you've seen it used in a few videos. Relatively inexpensive for what it does. You pick up ignition patterns on here, kind of get an idea of what these are doing. It's very basic, one channel, but we like it. It's quick, it's simple. I've always used a little wand on an old scope that I've had forever. And this is kind of almost taken over from that because it's just easier for me to turn this thing on and hook it up to a car. If I just want to get, like, something's misfiring, like a dead skip, I can put that on it and I can tell, you know, is it a spark plug? Is it in the cylinder, outside the cylinder? Is the coil even getting fired? This is a quick, easy way to determine that. So we would highly recommend that. And while we're standing here talking about it, my absolute favorite cart of all time, Omni-Wall cart. I love this thing. It rolls around so easy. The wheels lock. It's fantastic. They actually sent me, they now have their drawer out for this. I haven't had a chance to put the drawer in for it, but I can't wait to get that on there. And they said you can actually stack multiple drawers on it now. So I'm looking forward to that and actually getting this thing even a little more, you know, tailor-made for me as far as me getting my stuff in it that I want in the drawer. But
did you just add the thing for the back probes on there?
Oh,
too?
I did. So they sent this to me.
Yeah,
right.
That was good.
So that I could put my back probes and stuff in there. They got some other things that are coming too. So we're trying to actually work with them as far as coming up with stuff as a diagnostic cart. So look for some stuff in the future with them. There's some great people, small company, and just really, really great company to deal with. And you've seen that just about every single thing that we've had so far has been in the Tecton box. Of course, we're going to give a shout out to Tecton. We love Tecton. Last thing. If you're doing, oh, you know what? I just saw this too. All right, real quick. Fuse saver. You're doing shorts, right? So you don't want to sit there and pop fuses all day long and try to find. We love this thing. Fuse saver. Great product. This thing buzzes when it actually goes open, when the circuit goes open. And these are circuit breakers, so you don't have to worry about sitting there replacing fuses when you're popping them when you're trying to find a short circuit in a car. So we love this thing. I've had some form or fashion of this for a very long time. And then we've got this UVBeast. This is actually, we got turned on to this. This is a brand new one. This is another level of UV light. If you're doing AC work or any kind of dye. If you've got dye in your oil, in your coolant, you know, any kind of dye that you're using, just be sure you're getting the right wavelength of UV light, because they do make a couple of those. I think they make 3 of them for the different dyes. So make sure you're getting one that matches. You will see, a lot of guys are, oh, you will never see the dye if it's not in the right wavelength. You'll see it, it just won't be as bright. So you can match them up. But again, UVBeast, a fantastic light. We've got a couple of these things. This one just happens to be brand new that we bought, and we're gonna have it over here in this bay. I think that's it. All right, guys, that's it for the Christmas diagnostic tool video. All the links are down below, so if you saw anything you like, jump down there and get it. I'd love to know if you liked something on here. Leave a comment down there if you did. If you didn't see something that you liked, leave that down there too. We want to read them. Hit that thumbs up button while you're there. Hit that subscribe and that bell notification. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one.